Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. It is a brew day. Now, we're waiting for the boil. So what we brewing? Now, I've had to adapt things a bit today because I've managed to get some holiday in the school holidays. It's the first holiday I've managed to secure since Martha was born, and she's now 9. So we decided we was gonna have a holiday. But we've left it right last minute. So yes, not just any old. No, we're going on one of them big bird things over the sea to a foreign country. I haven't done that for a while. So we go in 6 days. That's the only thing. And I've got nothing in the fermenter. I didn't want to brew and leave it in the fermenter on the trub all holiday. So I'm adapting. How am I going to do this? There's only one way I can do this, and that's got to be kveik, hasn't it? Now, I thought I'd normally have some cross my live kveik. I looked in the fridge, there wasn't any. I was like, oh no. And then I remembered I did a Mangrove Jack's kveik kit beer, which came with 2 packs of yeast. Now, I didn't know whether to put 2 or 1 in. So I ended up putting 1 in, and I'm pleased I did, because if you can remember, or you can look back on the video, it blew through the airlock and I had to put a blow-off tube on. So I have 1, can you say free? I guess I paid for it somewhere down the line. Mangrove Jack's M12 kveik yeast. So my schedule is, ladies and gentlemen, I've got 6 days before I go on holiday. And I've got to fit 4 shifts in that time. So, brewing today, and I've got lots of time today. So, we're going to do a 30-minute boil. We're doing a pale ale. And I am not going to have time to dry hop. So, we're going to do late editions. So, we're saving time. Kveik yeast, 2 or 3 days to ferment. A couple of days to cold crash. And keg the next day, which will be the day before we go. Shall we see? I'm sure we will be fine. So I'm using leftover hops a bit as well that I need to use up, so it's a bit of a mishmash, but they're all a bit fruity. So 4.5 kg of pale malt, 50 grams of light Cristal. Kveik yeast, we are going to ferment at, it says 30 to 40, I'm going to ferment at 37. It's boiling hot. I could chuck it out on my driveway. It's 30 degrees now. But I am going to put it in the fermentation fridge. We're going to control it like we should. Hop additions, like I said, I'm not going to have time to dry hop. I just don't have the time. So we're going to do, polio, late additions, and hope that makes it with use up. So we've got 40 grams of Idaho 7, last 15 minutes. 46 grams of Vic Secret, last 15 minutes. 36 grams of Columbus, last 5 minutes, and flame out and cool down. And 45 grams of Amarillo, last 5 minutes. Cool down. Don't have to cool down quite so far, does it? Did I say we're going to do a 30-minute boil? We've got a protoflock. 30 degrees already, 30 degrees. Anybody brewing today, I take my hat off to you if I had one, because it's a silly idea. It is ridiculous. Hoppage, I hope I've got enough to make it alright without a dry hop. What do you think? I'm sure it's going to be fine. Will I fit this in? Will it ferment out? The tilt's going in like it normally does. So I can keep a proper eye on it, and I am at the time I need to be when I need to be cold crashing it, because I haven't got much room. I'm hoping this yeast, it's good till the end of the year, and it's now August, so I'm hoping it's going to go off like a bomb like the last packet did in the kit, and I'm going to fit to schedule. If it fails, I'll just have to rack it off the trub and leave it in the fermentation fridge. I don't like, I know lots of people transfer off the trub, and I just don't like doing it, because I think the less times you shift beer into another receptacle, the less chance you have of oxidisation and infection. So we are nearly at a boil. I normally do, for ages and ages and ages, I have been doing a 40-minute boil. So a 30-minute boil, I shouldn't have had to adjust. I have adjusted my levels for that 10 minutes, but it's not a million miles out, is it? Because neither 10 minutes, neither in nor there. I haven't done a 30-minute. I've watched some videos on people doing 30-minute boils. I'm gonna try it. I have not had a problem with 40-minute boils, and I've been doing it for ages, and it saves me time. I've got a bit of less time. I know it's only 10 minutes. If my levels aren't quite right, I will give it another 10-15 minutes. That's what I do. But yeah, we should be all right. So lovely. We will see how it goes. Next time you see me, I will have been on my hollybobs, and I'll be back with a beer in my hand. Although, don't expect me to be brown. It's hot here. It's hot where I'm going. But I'm ginger, so I don't change colour. I go red and then I go white again. So don't expect to notice that I've been on holiday by my skin colour, because I'll be just the same as I am now. I'm going to spend my holiday hot and sweaty, but it'll be all right. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a great bit of family time. Absolutely fantastic. I hope this beer turns out well. I will see you in a bit. So we're back from our holidays. We are back. Hey, freckles are out. Freckles are out. Fantastic. The beer. Oh, you want to see a bit of footage? What, are the holiday? Go on then. Here we go. Not sure who enjoyed it more, Martha or me, or Becky. We had a great time. Absolutely just what we needed. So we did it. We did it. There she is. We are not clear. We'll go through the schedule, shall we? But did it turn out all right? Let's just have a bit of a reminder, shall we? We ended up with 40 grams of Idaho 7 and 46 grams of Vic Secret last 15 minutes, 36 grams of Columbus and 45 grams of Amarillo last 5 minutes. We did boil for 35 minutes. was meant to do that. I don't know what happened there. I think I took my eye off the ball. It well, actually, we probably didn't because it turns itself off, doesn't it? We fermented at 37 degrees. It was fermented out in 3 days. I left it another, and then it got cold crash for a couple. When I say it cold crash for a couple, it has to get down to temp, doesn't it? I mean, maybe that's why. Kveik yeast, and I mean, it isn't awful, but it ain't nowhere near clear. So that might be something to do with the cold crashing. Probably didn't have long enough. Kveik yeast, nice fluffy head. Came in at 4.1% AB of the V. Oh, we did have a good time. A long time since we had a proper holiday. Well, it's been a few years on it. Had a great, I'll tell you, just what we needed. We did it. We did it. Late editions. Kveik, orangey. It is citrusy, orangey, tropical fruits, passion fruity, with some lemon in it. Those hops, they've worked. I think I was just using stuff up, wasn't I? When I say I'm back off holiday, I've got to be honest. I've been back 5 weeks. It's only just found a tap. So what was we after? Can you remember? There's a lot happened since that. We was after a fruity beer done in a quick time, weren't we? I was kegging this 8 hours, I think, before we had to leave. We was a bit tight, but we knew it was going to be tight, didn't we? We knew it was going to be tight. And this was the point of it, see if we could do it. And we've done it. Those late... No dry hop, just late editions have still made it pretty fruity. I mean, this could be the way forward. Save time. It's got a great mouthfeel on it. It's absolutely lovely. I love the colour. It's got nice carbonation, look. Not fussed about the clarity. It's holding its head. It's got nice lacing. Smells fruity and it tastes fruity. And it was quick. It was a quick job, wasn't it? Mangrove Jack's M. So yeah, you saw the yeast at the start. Fruity. It's fruity and refreshing. And it was a quick brew. If I had time, I'd have liked to have done a flame out edition. We was just tight. Everything about this brew was rushed, wasn't it? Everything about it was rushed. But we did it to see whether we could do it. First time I've done it. It's a fruity beer with no dry hop. No bitterness particularly. I guess you're going to get a little bit from them 15 minutes. You get a bit of the astringency, don't you, but with them with hops. But it's a fruity, light to medium bodied, Kveik, orangey, glass of absolute beautifulness, done in a week and kegged. Like I said, I didn't want to go away, leave a beer on the trub. I didn't really, I've got to be honest, one of the bigger reasons, to be fair, is I didn't want to go away and leave the house with the fermentation fridge on, 'cause with the heater and the cooling. The heater made me a bit twitchy. I mean, I haven't got a problem with them and they're safe, aren't they? But I just didn't want to leave the house in case there was a problem with the heater coming on. And it ferments quite high, doesn't it? Although I could have done a normal beer, I guess, couldn't I? Anyway, we're getting confused, aren't we? We can do a beer in a week with Kveik. We knew that, didn't we? I'd just never done it before in a rush and getting it in the keg and not giving it that extra time that it might have needed just in case. There was no wiggle room here. We was committed and we was fully committed, wasn't we? So, yes, I couldn't afford to mess this up. I couldn't afford it to run over, and it didn't. We was right, and it has produced an absolutely beautiful beer. Clarity. But it's a beaut. And I'll tell you what, after we went I didn't tell you, did I? We went to Kefalonia, and we went all inclusive. So you can imagine, when I got home, I was very, very, very excited to get a homebrew in a glass and put it to my lips, because you can't beat a homebrew anyway. When you go to the pub, there's some good ones, I know, but when you're going to go abroad, and when you're going to go abroad and all inclusive, your expectation, you're not going to, you are not going to get an amazing beer, I've found, in my experience. I seriously, I appreciate homebrew anyway, but I appreciate it that much more when I got home. But that didn't detract from the Aldi, don't worry. So we had some alcoholic wet beers. A resounding, absolute success. The holiday and the homebrew. Cheers.
Like, subscribe and hit the bell.